everybody, to Soccerwise. The biggest moment of the year is upon us. It is 2025 MLS Golden Boot Draft with our partners in Soccerwise. That's what it says, by the way, on the graphic, which I forgot to send to all of you, but is sitting on the YouTube page as the cover for this one, because we are back. The family is back in business. The family is back together. We had Doyle on last week to yell for an hour and 57 minutes. I talked to someone who's a Toronto fan yesterday, and they were like, I just went to our section. And I was like, probably a pretty good fast forward for you, but I hope you enjoyed it. And Andrew Wiebe is on for the first time here in 2025. There's a black box if you're watching on YouTube. That is, of course, the presence of Producent Anders, who is always sitting above us, lording over us. And there's something else in one of these boxes that's like this New Jersey, I don't know, cartoon that someone drew that's going to get involved. How's everyone feel?
Feeling great. Let me just unveil something for you real quick. That's in the Discord. Excuse me. And you know what I also brought to the table with this beautiful Minnesota United fill in the blank, whatever kind of kit. When I win, I've already got the bottle of champagne ready, boys. Here we go. Soccerwise, Golden Boot Draft. We're popping bottles, perhaps early, depending on how this team goes. But I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling bubbly, you might say.
Why don't you hold that bottle for most of the show?
I would just
keep a grasp
on
close your face.
Yeah, just uncork it and assume that it'll hold. Like there's there's no carbonation in there, right?
For prime memes.
I'm primed and ready.
Well, on that note, now I am the one who has to host a show with Wiebe, which is a first-time experience for me. We will see, checking the clock now, if we're able to get out of here at any single point. Doyle, I know you've done a lot of research on this. I believe you've got a lot of notes that you're going to be rifling through because they're all handwritten.
Actually, shout out to TI Weave 01 from the Discord chat, I guess. I don't even know what just from the Discord.
Just the Discord, boomer.
He sent me his Golden Boot draft list. So I'm just copying off his notes. Yeah. I have the people have always done the work for me. So like I'm willing to let this be crowdsourced. Like this is going to be the people's team.
Weebe's already tweeted, help me draft my team.
Okay, but look, come on, promotion. You understand the art therein, but we now know that if any one of us is going to be replaced by ChatGPT and accept it, nay, embrace it, it will be Doyle, who's already shipping his workout to others. We'll see. I've got handwritten notes.
I'm shipping my workout to other human beings.
You're saying workout too much.
We don't know that's a human.
That's going to get taken out of context incorrectly if you're saying workout too much.
Not from based off. If you haven't listened yet, we've now recorded 28 team previews with 28 different podcasters from across Major League Soccer. We've got 2 more to record that are coming up later today. We will hit all 30. Doyle has put in. I also love this, by the way. I was like, Doyle, hit me with like a 2-minute clip. And Doyle's like, what am I, Andrew Wiebe? These are going to be 41 seconds. They have all been 2 minutes. Pretty much exactly. And at first I thought they were walk and talks. And then I realized they were Doyle on the elliptical / treadmill or bike doing them while grinding. Doyle is ready for the season.
I take my health seriously, man. This MLS season, it is a grind. It is 24/7 for the next 10 months. So you got to be fit to start it off. You don't want to start slow.
And because it is a grind, I made sure Dave had to call me for literally every line just before he was recording to remind me. So you're welcome, Dave.
Those were fine. It was the calls during the shows that were a little bit harder for me to do.
Slightly
the ones
touch and go.
Before were understandable and acceptable. We're going to do our Golden Boot Draft. That is what everyone is here for. We will, of course, be talking about Major League Soccer there.
Not everyone. Where's Kalen? What's going on?
He's represented it in our hearts. Team Tom Kalen is going for our 3-peat.
Kalen is big timing us. Is that what we're being told here? He's unable to show up for the Golden Boot Draft again.
This is how our dynamic works. You don't have to try to drive a wedge between Tom and Kalen. There is nothing that could break us apart.
Kalen's in the same place as Dante.
Good luck.
I think RC Buford says that he ships in the same chair to each draft lottery that they won the Tim Duncan one with, and they did it again with Wemby. So, Tom, are you the chair or is Kalen the chair?
What?
I'm just seeding down. It's just out there. Everyone should know.
Think on that for a while.
We're going to go through our draft.
Let's start the show, man.
I've already randomized.
Wait,
the draft
we're not
order.
live, right?
Yeah, we're not live. We're going to do a couple awards off the top. Then we're going to go into the Golden Boot draft. We have obviously Produce and Anders here. So that will be 5 teams. And then we'll have a 6th team that our social media admin, Morgan, will put together afterwards, which will probably beat a couple of us, maybe all of us. We'll see when we get there. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward. I've already randomized the draft order. So in saying that, none of you know, but I know what it is.
Oh,
what
this
is
is
the
sketchy.
vote on how many rounds, and are we doing Snake?
Snake has already been confirmed in the group chat. I think that's been agreed
Do we need
upon.
to explain it to you?
We'll walk you through it. And I think it's 11. Personally, I think it's 11. I feel like we've done 11 for the last few years, and I need to get down into the deep, dark nooks and crannies of the Golden Boot production side of this. So I think 11. I don't know what you guys think.
I'm fine with 11.
Okay. So we're doing Snake. We're doing 11. I will tell you who has the first pick when we get there. Anders is already in the chat, ripping me, which I appreciate, in rare form, in perfect form.
Do it in the YouTube chat, Anders. Come on, man. Engagement.
Let's go.
Hold on. Speaking of the YouTube guys, unless you saw a comment that you wanted from Adrian Gandhi, has anyone ever seen Producer Anders? I'm under the impression he is an AI bot.
I think there's going to be a Producer Anders face reveal at some time in 2025 on
Maybe
Soccerwise.
26.
Maybe 26. We'll push it back. Yeah, for the
When
for the
Norway
World Cup.
qualifies for the 2026 World Cup that they expanded by 37
I thought Anders
teams
was Swedish.
just to get them in. That's a good point. Yeah, I forgot about that. Emil Forsberg of the Soccerwise community, I think, is how most people have described Producing Anders. For anyone who isn't already, you can subscribe to our Patreon. That gets you access to our Discord. That's where we're all hanging out. I know a lot of people in the Discord. We've set up a channel that is for Golden Boot drafts. Anyone who wants to, you can go in there, say that you want to do one, and then organize it with a small group of people in there as well. I know a bunch of them have already started happening. It's where we're going to be hanging out and talking about all the games. And it's how you get access to our depth charts, which are brand spanking new. They're beautiful. Tom is keeping them up to date to the second. Every injury, every ankle turn, every player transaction, everything that happens, Tom immediately is in there updating them. So that is your best way to follow the league as we get into things going on. And we're going to continue to cover all things Major League Soccer here at Soccerwise. Let's start, though, with our team awards, which Tom felt like we had to do, and I thought I was going to get out of. Our in general awards. So we're going to do MLS Cup, Supporters Shield, MVP. And I'm not giving a Golden Boot right now because we're about to do a Golden Boot draft. So I'll do that at the end of the show.
Can just nobody have ideas and then just get flamed on the show?
Tom, what's yours?
I'll start. I already wrote about it. I don't know if the rest of you
Sure
guys did. Supporters Shield, FC Cincinnati.
Let's go.
MLS Cup, LAFC, and MVP. It's boring, but Lionel Messi.
Anybody who doesn't have Lionel Messi for MVP in preseason predictions, I question your sanity when this man won it playing 19 games last year. Like you've got to be on something good has come your way to convince you that it's not Lionel Messi. I'm with Tom. I know we argued about this in the group chat on Cincinnati. I just think the balance of that team and Pat Noonan's leadership, you have Matt Miazga coming back in. They seem to be settled, which they just literally never were last year in terms of the defensive side. And then the attack, I mean, Evander's a cheat code. Denke looks amazing, not only in front of goal last night, but just in terms of running in behind, holding up, having the vision to connect with teammates, and then ultimately getting where goals are scored. And then Orishano. Like Lucho, he hoovers the ball. He hoovers space. He hoovers opportunity. And Orishano still thrived. I think this team is going to be by far and away the Shield winner in MLS this year.
I mean, I agree with the talent, but Orejano didn't travel last night. It was a coach's decision, and he's still at odds with the team. I think they'll figure it out, but that worries me a little bit. And Miazga's still not playing. Like, they're slow playing his return, and they expect him to be 100%. But it's at least a little bit worrying. And just overall, this team doesn't have the depth of Seattle and Miami, who are the other two top tier teams. And I think that's going to matter when they start their season so early with CONCACAF Champions League and when you're trying to win over the course of 9 months, which is the regular season. So I actually have Miami winning the Supporters Shield, and I think they're going to do the double. I think it really matters to Messi, and when it matters to him, he tends to figure out ways to win. And yeah, he's going to win MVP. Like, this team is better and deeper than last year. They still have a move to make because I think they're going to trade Julian Gressel, and they're probably going to be able to bring in another backup number 9. So like this, I just think it's going to work. I liked what I saw from them last, even though they only got one shot on goal, but like I thought that they looked solid defensively. It's hard for me to imagine this team ending up with fewer than 65 points, and I think that'll be enough.
So are you not picking Noah Adnan as your MLS Defender of the Year preseason? Is that what's happening?
My Defender of the Year pick preseason is actually Miles Robinson.
Oh, so I was close.
Yeah,
Interesting.
In the right
curious
neighborhood.
selection.
I still think that Cincinnati's going to be really good. I just think that Miami's going to end up having a little bit more because of that depth and the stability. Look, I mean, Miazga's not back yet, and Orejano is having trouble with the coach and the front office, and that's not great.
Who you got in the Shield? Who you got in the Shield, Dave?
I have Seattle Sounders to win the Shield, and Inter Miami to win MLS Cup, and Lionel Messi to win MVP. As you said, it is pretty bad business to not pick him.
If the Sounders win the Shield, Schmetzer wins his first Coach of the Year, right?
Steph Fry might make an All-Star game.
Yeah, right. Like that'd be dope if, like, after all this time, Schmetzer
he's gonna win Coach of the Year because they're gonna get a tie in the Club World Cup. Everyone's going to get a voting ballot that says this is only MLS competitions, and everyone's going to vote for Schmetzer anyway for tying Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, which is fine. I have no problem with that.
Does anybody? You have
Do you think
LAFC
he wears a black suit to mimic Simeone? You think he goes full black?
No, I see a sweater vest in his future. I'm taking Miami to win the cup. I just, to your point about Messi, Doyle.
Yeah,
like there is going to be a singularity, I think, with him, as there always is, as there has been since he literally pulled on a first-team jersey, and I think last year is going to stick in his craw the entire year, and he won't let it go.
And look, he can do it on a frigid Wednesday night.
That was absurd.
In Kansas City.
Are you kidding me? The fact that he's at that age and this point of his career, being like him and Suarez, like, yeah, man, like 5 degrees, we're out there, we're getting it done, and then to have the dexterity and touch to do what he did and make it look like, yeah, normal, what I always do because it is. Yeah, the boys were loving that at breakfast this morning. We watched CCL highlights over cereal.
I thought they would have been rooting for John Polskap in that moment because they're such big keeper stands.
No. Messi overrides all other affinities.
Oh, we didn't know that you were raising a full-on Twitter soccer family.
I can't help it, man. It's impossible to avoid. Like
do they just send you memes about Ronaldo versus Messi, like some of the big accounts?
No,
that's their bread and
butter.
butter.
Talk about Messi constantly. When they play in the basement behind me, you can see the soccer field. They are Messi every single time. It's always like Argentina, Miami, Messi. You can see how he's a popular guy.
Okay. Well,
wait, I'm looking at the YouTube chat, and somebody's saying that Sporting Kansas City is picking up Andrew Brody to play right back.
Do you need a break, Tom, to go build on the Indiana Vasquez?
I mean, that one is actually big for me because I'm a big proponent of Jake Davis in central midfield. So if Andrew Brody can play right back, Jake Davis going to central midfield, that just raises Sporting Kansas City in the watchability index by like a mile.
And yes, we have basically named 2 players so far to talk about today, and they've been Andrew Brody and Lionel Messi. That's what we're here for.
Save your brand plays for the draft, Doyle.
We are locked in. I got to get us to the draft because I think we all know each pick for Weevy's about to take about 15, 20 minutes, and so we're already up against the clock. And we just started.
This is going to be a 2-part draft.
Let's get into this. I randomized the draft, and this is what I came up with.
This is so suspect.
I don't think it is. You want to see this fake page? By the way, I could only find one that lets you do 8 teams, so there are random fake teams in between. Number 1 pick.
What is wrong with you?
What are those teams called?
Have you been in a fantasy league ever?
Just teams 6, 7, and 8.
Okay.
The first pick goes to Andrew Weedy.
Hey, let's go. Already being accused of being a Messi stan in the chat. Get ready for more.
Number 2 is Matt Doyle. Number 3 is myself. Number 4 is Tommy Scoops and Kalen Carr. And number 5, who gets the dream spot of going back around on the snake draft, is Producing Anders, who's licking his lips right now. He's about to turn this into a 37-round lower division keeper league, full on like MLB AP writer style, and I'm here for it. If we start throwing in MLS next picks, you know that I'd have Patrick Aujamang already, but we'll get to that in just
This is
a
pure
moment.
Anders though. Raise the rent. He's ready to grind. Like raise the rent.
He has asked us to decline his salary so that he can.
That's how much he believes in his hustle.
I have created team names for all of us in here. So number 1 pick goes to Team Sharon Weeby in this one, as Sharon Collins' future son-in-law now.
We're working
I
our
just
way
made
into
that up.
shape,
I don't know
baby.
why I said
Working
that.
our way into shape. A little bit round to start the season, but we'll get there.
Okay, Weeby, you are up first. I will be keeping tabs as well as I can, but based off the over-under show, it's going to go pretty.
And just so everybody knows, this is regular season goals only.
Assist
Right?
tiebreaker.
This is not all competitions. Regular season goals only. Assists as a tiebreaker.
And
Continue.
do you want to say anything about penalty kicks now before we start?
Oh yeah,
What
it's
is they
it's
talking
just like last year when I won. It's only non-penalty goals.
Always good fun.
It's always good fun. That's how you know Tom's having a great time.
All right.
Because I get it. The whole bit here is for me to get it mad, and like he's not gonna stop until I give him. So here it is.
And Tom cannot be baited into rage. That's the one thing we've all.
I'm
known
just
about Tom.
going quick, just going quickly, just to get it over with, so we can keep it moving.
Okay, well, we'll go quick here. Number 1 pick, drum roll, please. Brrr, Lionel Messi off the board
What?
to Team Sharon.
Pavel Buka somehow
Straight to the
sneaks
rack.
past the first pick?
Straight to the rack for Messi. Feeling good, feeling great.
All right. Doyle?
I'm gonna go with Denny Bouanga.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we had him for both of our title-winning seasons. That's what we were deciding on a keeper. It would have been back.
As Sean Steffen says, major blow for Doyle because if pins don't count, it's gonna be tough for your Denny pick there.
It's confusing things.
I am going to go with my golden boot pick for the season. I'm going to go with Petar Musa.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
that's a
I'm
good-
all
He was
in.
50.
I am
He was
all
56th
in.
percentile non-penalty xG last year,
I'm all in. It's Lucho time now.
and he's not going to be taking penalties because Lucho's.
Yeah, but they don't count, so it doesn't really matter.
Wait, are we memeing?
You guys
here?
are
Is
going to
this a bit?
confuse. You were going to confuse people. Like
Is it non-penalty goals or is it all
No,
goals?
it's all
in-
goals. You think,
Okay.
first of all, I'm running this now. You think
All
I'm going to
goals
go in and
matter.
calculate
All
the
goals matter here,
non-penalty
okay?
goals and take them out? You're out of your mind. All right.
I'm up. Me and Kalen, our first pick. We'll get some continuity. We'll keep Christian Benteke.
Oof. You believe in a back-to-back season?
I believe in Christian Benteke.
Okay. Oh, because he played for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Got it.
You'll never
I
walk
was
alone,
forgetting
mate.
that. We are now waiting on Anders. Anders will be sending his picks in to me via text message or whenever he gets there. How does everyone feel right now?
I mean, wonderful. How could I feel any better?
Oh, he submitted his picks.
Oh wow, those are
Good
good
picks.
picks.
Good
those
picks.
are really good picks.
So, Anders goes. Do you think the order matters?
Nah.
Okay. Hugo Kuipers to lead the line and Kevin Denke coming in second, who can definitely strike a ball. That has
Can
been
I?
established.
I didn't think order mattered, but I would say that in this case, I think it does. I think he went
gonna make
Denke to Kuipers. But
the point about Kuipers, which feels like a reach because he wasn't great last year, but like we've seen number 9s of this archetype before absolutely rip under Greg Berhalter. If you think about Jossie Zardes, Ola Kamara, Kai Kamara, all three of those guys had their best professional seasons playing under Berhalter, and like Kuipers is the same type of center forward. Get in the box, find those gaps, and put the ball in the back of the net.
Denke is my golden boot pick. I think
Yeah.
there's going to be a ton of service
He looked
in
awesome.
Cincinnati.
If he was your golden boot pick, why wasn't he your first pick overall in the
Oh,
golden
sorry,
boot?
sorry. Non-Messi. Non-Messi, my bad. My bad.
What does that mean?
Calm
Then
down.
you can't take credit. Then he's not your golden boot pick.
Fine. Take your pick. Take your pick, Tom. You're up.
Yeah.
Evander.
Weeby's rusty.
Evander.
Okay. Man, Tom loves a transfer. I'm actually shocked. I will be shocked if the rest of these players are not all players who moved this window.
I think he's going to take pens for Cincy. I think that he's going to be freed up to score more and have more responsibility to score goals rather than do all of the creating, just because of everything else in this team. So I think he's going to be even more goal dangerous than last year.
I'm in a tough spot because I sit in the middle of the draft, which it's rarely happened to me when I've been in snake drafts, which Tom just explained to me for the first time, even though I've done about 10 million in my life. So I don't know when my, fan favorites will fall to me here and there, but I'm going to start by taking Mr. Espresso himself, Kelvin Yeboah.
That means I'm up.
Yeah.
Luis Suarez.
Yeah. I thought his knees were bad.
Yeah, stop it. Guy tried to score a scorpion kick from 50 yards last night. I think he's fine.
That's unbelievable.
The puffiness of his underwear, not under.
Whoa, over the line.
Keep it above the waist.
Going that way.
It was an experience for sure. Okay, that threw me off. But Doyle takes Suarez. Weeby, you are up.
All right, got to go back to back here. I'm going to take a wild card here because I think Messi gives me the room to sort of experiment, and this takes it off Tom's plate. I'm going to go Latte Loth. I'm going to go Latte Loth. I just think he's gonna be in front of goal a ton. They're going to play in some shootouts based on the way that they're built. I'm going to take Latte Loth, and then you know what? I'm going PK Merchant. I'm just going goals in the bank, baby. I'm gonna go Daniel Gazdag, and I'm gonna live with it. I'm gonna live with it. All right. I think you're looking at 15 goals guaranteed from this guy, and I want consistency throughout my team, even if I'm not exactly excited about it.
Wow. We be going early on Gazdag. That was unexpected.
Respect it.
I would have strongly considered Gazdag, though I'm a little bit worried that with the shift in formation, with him playing as kind of a left attacking midfielder. Maybe it doesn't work quite as well for him anymore, but penalties are penalties. That's for sure. I'm stalling. You know what? Doing it for the brand. Big Pat. I believe in Big Pat.
That's my pick.
I didn't even put him on my board because I was like, there is no way I'm going to think to take him before Gus or Doyle here.
I'm disappointed in myself. I felt like, should I reach? But in hindsight, seeing you take him, I should have just said I'm reaching. Like my whole Messi logic, you just go Big Pat. What am I doing?
I was stuck between him or Kelvin Yeboah, and which one was I going to take there? And what
in the middle.
I had Kelvin Yeboah as a tier 1 guy, and I had Big Pat as a tier 2 guy. So I think you made in terms of trying to win, you probably made the right choice. But I mean,
it makes the right choice.
Ajiman if Ajiman scored 20 goals this year, how on a scale of 1 to 10, how shocked would you guys be? I would only be like a 6.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. So
you should
say you're expecting
because you're not below a 5. I'm at a 2.
Look at his answer.
You actually think it's more likely that he scores 20 goals than that.
That's an interesting and beloved take from you, and I hope that comes true.
What is the line? What's the line, Weeby? What's his line this year?
I would say
14.5.
Yeah, like 13.5, 14.5.
Yeah. I think
because you also don't know what they're going to do. There's every possibility that they could just be like, yeah, well, we've been sitting on this DP9, and we want to get that player.
And
still.
Also, what if a huge offer comes this summer? I know that's the case for a number of players on this list, but
Burnley or Birmingham or Brentford or some of that nature.
Okay, well, I already hate my team, so I'm going to continue drafting now. I'm going to have belief for like the 37th year. I think I've drafted him most years. I'm going to go Jordan Morris.
Hell yeah. I love the continuity. All right, I'm torn between 3 guys. I'm going to go with Miguel Almiron.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Wow.
How many goals do you think you're getting out of Miguel here? What's your
Is that like a guaranteed 11 for you? And that's
Yeah.
what
I feel like it doesn't have the same ceiling as some of the other guys, but I feel really confident of the 12 to 15 range. Sounds like I could have waited to get him after Anders. That's what that sounds like. And so I have 2 people on my short list for my next pick. If Anders takes both of them, I'm going to be extraordinarily upset.
just widespread silence.
Oh, interesting.
So, Tom, I think if you took Miggy there, is it Schleich in the next round, and then you're hoping it comes back around on Brooks Lennon? Is that the hope?
Set the number. What do you guys think he's gonna do?
Miggy, I would set the number at 10.5
Yeah, same.
on goals.
I would take an easy over on that one.
Now the goal
Yeah.
contributions, I'll probably put at 25.5.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about goals.
If it was like, if you told me he had 10 goals and 14 assists, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds about right. But if you told me the reverse,
way.
I would say I don't know. He's just never been a goal scorer, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
All
Sure. Whatever.
Anders is up, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Anders
but
is up. Anders is working.
He's stalling.
Yeah, Anders is working on his picks, so I'm helping him out right now by allowing him a little extra time. Luckily, Anders gets to go twice.
A
in
little
row.
what?
Who?
Allowing him a little what?
Nice.
Oh yeah.
I don't have the trademark to that, so I can't really afford it. But if you are watching live and you'd like to, we have super chats available now on YouTube, so you can, I don't know, push a little money at us, and maybe then, not maybe, we would read your comment. If you want to make my next pick for me, you can do that as well. Because I don't really have an idea of what I'm doing. I'd be
This is
happy
turning
to
into
sell
a
my
pyramid
team.
scheme rather
Yeah.
quickly.
Oh my god.
Doyle did this by taking Ajamong from Goss, and now he's just completely
Just, like,
rock bottom.
completely unmoored, and then I'm like, do I have to take Ted Pietro in this round?
Do you just take Vrioni just to feel safe? Like, the warm cocoon of CF Montreal.
Yeah, just get there early. I mean, I know Tom's pushing Atlanta, so I don't know if Jules Anthony Volsant will be there or not at that time.
Anders
but
takes
I'm hoping.
Chicho Arango.
Oh, there you go. You're quicker on it than me. Whoa. That is early. Am I wrong?
He had 18 goals last year.
Oh my
but
god!
he's
Oh my god! Look at these two picks! Look at these two picks!
Oh my God.
Let's go! He's so back.
Noted LAFC supporter, producing Anders takes Olivier Giroud. With
I
his
can't
second-
believe he took Giroud
Yes!
over Rusnak or Jesus Ferreira or Georgie Manungu.
Or Paul Rothrock.
I mean, this is the best possible pick for the group chat. We now have balance within the force. We have.
I'm actually worried that Anders is really sick.
Did somebody
I'm
take
worried
his
that he's not
computer?
gonna
Are
make
we
it.
sure?
might be-
He
might
is an
be
AI
dead.
bot.
He might be
He
dead.
is
I
an
don't know.
AI
It's
bot.
probably not
Doyle's
him.
talking to Anders' cat to type in all these picks
Yeah.
for him.
I got Princess Cinnamon on speed
Typical
dial. We're
cat
good.
pick. Typical cat pick. Do the exact
All right.
thing you don't want.
I'll keep us moving. Lucho Costa.
That's a
Good
good
pick. I
you
had
think
him.
you're
I was
taking-
hoping. I was hoping I'd get Lucho.
So
but-
that was better than Almiron, is where you guys are.
Yeah.
I'm kind of lost on
Too
this
many number
one,
10s.
but I think I'm gonna go with my NBA fantasy thing, which is every team has to put up some level of numbers, and I'm gonna go Diego Rossi because I don't know who else is scoring goals right now.
Did you just compare them to like the Charlotte Hornets? That's what that sounded like. That's what you do when you take Jordan Poole on the Washington Wizards. That was really disrespectful what you just did to Columbus right there.
I felt like it was okay until you made it sound disrespectful, so I think the
Yeah.
fault's on you, Tom.
It does not feel like a Jordan Poole pick to me, though Jordan Poole's had a good year.
The way he started it was, well, somebody has to score. That's what you say about the bad teams in the NBA.
No, that wasn't my intention, Tom, at all.
Sure.
My intention was Wilfred Nance enables everyone across the team, and that the goal scoring will be spread out, but Diego Rossi will be the highest of them.
I'm going to pick Mirto Azuni. This guy scored in Spain at a really high level in the Segunda Liga, and he scored consistently in La Liga as well. I'm not 100% convinced about Austin's structure, but the guy knows where the goal is, and he's in his prime, and he's got the athleticism for it to like instantly translate in MLS. So I think that part will work.
Okay,
I like it.
is anything off the board?
Tom, what have you heard in LA in terms of potential interest for Gabriel Peck? We're just curious at this point in the draft what you may have or may not have heard about our sweet boy, Brazilian boy out there in LA.
Haven't heard anything.
Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take Peck, and I think even if he gets sold in the summer, he's gonna get double digits before then. And if he does get sold, it'll be because he again is getting in that high goal production range. So I'm gonna take Gabriel Peck. And now tell me what you've heard, please.
No. When I was saying that there's three players that I wanted over two picks, it was Almiron, Acosta, or Peck. I was totally torn. and then I just figured didn't want to worry about the transfer. But he's gonna score goals.
You let it fall to me, huh? And then I'm gonna go just for funsies because I'm gonna enjoy watching him. I'm gonna go Chucky Lozano. I'm gonna go Chucky.
Nice. I like that pick.
It's gonna be rooting the guy on. I want to see him do well in MLS, and I want to see San Diego be fun. So let's see what Chucky's got.
Weeby, where are you gonna be this weekend?
Oh, I'm gonna be in Los Angeles for Sunday Night Soccer presented by Continental Tire, which I don't know if you saw that connection this morning. That felt like it was made in a lab for me. Yes, driven. I am, as always, I have been driven by Continental for many, many years. So happy to link back up with them. I don't think they have any idea my history with them, probably, but maybe I'll remind them. But it's gonna be a great time. I'm just gonna be living in airplanes and stadiums throughout the year. So yeah, Sunday Night Soccer, 7 p.m. Eastern, Apple TV.
We be laying the ground early for a potential Chucky Lozano interview by taking him higher than maybe.
Yeah, if I want to get fired after match day 1. Chucky, I have you on my Golden Boot draft team on Soccerwise. Can you please comment?
That's a lot of pressure. Am I up?
Yes.
Christian Ramirez.
Ooh. I didn't know how high was too high.
I just
What's
think
your line
like he
14 and a half?
Yeah. No, I think probably 12 and a half is more reasonable for him this year, but like that's still a good return. And look, Matheus Nascimento has a good resume, but he's a 20-year-old. I don't think he's going to walk right into that job. And I think even without Ricky Puig, they're still going to be able to create chances. And Christian Ramirez has always found chances and always finished chances. So I think it's going to be a happy homecoming for him.
I roasted Tom on the show for not knowing how to say the last name Nascimento or Nascimento, whichever one you want. And then someone sent me a link to how to pronounce that name. So clearly I didn't do any better, which was a huge curveball for me. I am going to take Hani Mukhtar with my next pick. We're all forgetting.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
Yeah, it's a good value.
Like Hani was still in like 90th percentile of non-penalty XG last year. He also takes penalties. He just had a miserable year in front of goal, and the hope is that the vibe shift under BJ Callahan this year will work. Anyway,
I am going to go with Brandon Vasquez.
Superman. Shout out, by the way, to the North End, who had me on to do a 15-team fantasy draft with all the Austin FC podcasters, and you had to select one Austin player for every roster, which was the big twist on the whole thing. So now we come back around to Anders. I ended up taking Mikel Dessler as my one, and I am pretty stoked about my team. As I texted you all in the chat, I clicked on that one, and I'm pretty excited. But it has thrown me off now because I keep thinking about non-attacking players that I had to figure out how to draft, and that's not an issue for this one. We are waiting on Anders here for his pick. Our reset right now, we have Andrew Wiebe, Lionel Messi, Latte Loth, Gazdag, Gabriel Peck, and Chucky Lozano. Matt Doyle has Dennis Bouanga, Luis Suarez, Patrick Ojmong, Mirto Uzuni, and Christian Ramirez. I have Petar Musa, Kelvin Yaboa, Jordan Morris, Diego Rossi, and Hani Mukhtar. Tom and Kalen, Benteke, Evander, Almiron, Lucho, and Brandon Vasquez. And that leaves us right now at Produce and Anders teams, which is Hugo Kuipers, Kevin Denke, Chicho Arango, and Olivier Giroud. And now we have his next two picks up. He sticks in the Pacific Northwest. He hates the Seattle Sounders. They are Jonathan Rodriguez and
He's
Brian
injured.
White. I don't know whose draft this is at this point.
He's injured.
Hey, at least he got Brian White.
That was where I was thinking next.
If Brian White wasn't taken very soon, the chat was going to have an absolute. They were going to revolt against us. They were revoking our sicko status live.
1,000,000,000%.
And well, Anders is on the path to be an executive, so he takes the Duke guy. So it makes a lot of sense.
Is he trying to get
he'll be
relegated?
picking Foster Ajogo and Jeremy Abobasi later on. No question about it. He actually made a mistake. He meant to draft Abobasi instead of Giroud. He got the LAFC strikers mixed up.
First of all, I'm still angry that Abobasi is going to come off the bench for that team. Second of all, if Foster doesn't get picked in this draft, we have to do the whole thing again. So we've got 11 rounds to figure that out. Tom, you are up next.
Yeah, I'm torn. This is This is funny because since Goss made the joke after I took Benteke that I was only going to pick players who are transferred, the two people I'm deciding between are also transfers.
Wait, is there another Liverpool transfer that we can figure out?
I believe it's Wilfred Zaha, dude. It's Wilfred Zaha, dude.
I'm surprised he lasted this long.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's just like a high upside pick. Like there's every possibility that he's gonna explode. Like you just look at the league and the way that so many wingers are able to become big time goal contributors. He feels like a guy that could slot right into that.
Okay. My next pick is up, and I am gonna go with. I don't even like this. I already wrote it down, so I have to take it.
You haven't liked much about what you've done.
Yeah, it's not been one of my drafts. Now, I've never won, so maybe this is my best case scenario based off what I've done in the past. I'm taking Leo Campagna.
I wanted him. I had a star next to his name.
Was who I was torn with.
Yep, I wanted him.
Good pick. Good pick. I think he's going to score a lot of goals for New England.
You think he starts for Ecuador at the World Cup next year? Say it right now.
No.
No. No. I hope he plays, but no.
Doyle, I think you're up, yeah?
Dejan Joveljic.
Another good one.
Yeah. So you're still trusting in Kansas City to provide the service that he'll need?
Yeah, I think there'll be enough. I don't think he's going to go over 15 goals, but like he's been a consistent threat since he got into the league. Even when the Galaxy were bad, he was consistently finding chances, and I think that KC probably did enough in terms of adding to the attack to continue that. Like I'm just more concerned about Kansas City defensively, even with Andrew Brody.
Had to get
Shout out Simbo in the Discord.
I'm going to go I'm a little concerned about Houston in terms of volume goal scoring, like where it comes from in terms of the entire squad. But I think in terms of one player who will get and feast on the opportunities, I think it has to be Ponce. And I love watching him play. So it just gives me another reason to watch the Dynamo and be happy for Ezequiel Ponce. So I'm going to take Ponce. And then coming back around, it feels like recency bias, but it also just feels like he is primed to like jump into the man status. Who do you think?
Pavel Buka.
No, Georgi Mihailovic. Again, I'm playing penalties. I'm playing set pieces.
He's not going to take. He's not going to take penalties.
Who's taking them then?
He took one
Navajo
2 nights ago.
No, he just took it.
Yeah.
Navajo is not taking those penalties. I guarantee you that.
I think it'll be one misses. They'll go to Navajo. The Navajo misses. They go back to Georgie. But I think it's Georgie's.
I think it's Georgie's too. I'm taking Georgie, and I'm happy to root for the young man. What he did with that ball to put in the top corner in what we would call the temperature we call brick, Tom, was pretty darn impressive.
It's very cold. It's very cold.
It's back around to me, is it not?
Yeah, we do have, I think a lot of the Insigne truthers are in the YouTube chat. They're kind of sort of waiting for us to pick Lorenzo Insigne. So that's out there, Doyle, if that's going to affect your pick.
No, I'm going to pick Alonso Martinez. Yeah. He overperformed his numbers by a good amount last year. I think he had 16 goals on 10.5 non-penalty expected goals. That said, he was still 96th percentile in non-penalty XG. I think he's going to be really good again. He's not going to be like Messi level finishing, but I think this is a guy who is clearly a high level starting number 9 in this league.
I would like to state once again that in taking Mounsef Boucar last year, the concept was correct. It was just the execution that I failed on.
Right
I've been
process,
looking at Alonso
wrong result.
Martinez this whole time saying, I can't take him. It cannot be me. And I was waiting for someone else to do it. I will go to the other side of the Hudson, which I believe is a river located in the New York, New Jersey area. I've never been before. And I will take Emil Forsberg.
Good one. Good pick. How many starts do you think he's going to have? Over or under 25?
I'll
take the under.
Yeah.
Not by a ton, but I'll take the under.
Yeah, I think it'll be under 25 starts, over 25 appearances.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, that'd be fair. And that'd be good enough.
Why is Emil Forsberg coming off the bench?
He's hurt.
He's old.
I don't think any of that.
Load management.
What are we
David.
talking about? After a season in which he missed the entire middle part of the schedule,
For
it took
sure, but
forever.
when he was available, he started.
win. Yeah, win. For sure.
But the whole
25 starts is a lot. That's a lot of starts.
I don't disagree with you, but my point is the gap there makes no sense. If he's available, he's playing. If he's not available, he's not playing. I would look up how many games he started last year on MLSsoccer.com, but we'd all have to wait 15 minutes.
We'll just ask Doyle. His team is clearly sponsored by FBref with all the.
I wish it was sponsored by Sportech, but it's tough to look up those numbers.
I'm just waiting for Tom to have breaking news about players sponsored tweets by Baby Formula, which is clearly one of the options now. Tom and Kalen's team is up. Tom,
Marcel
do you want Kalen
Hartle.
to make this pick? Do you want me to try and call him in?
Marcel Hartle, he would absolutely ignore my call if I tried.
Oh, that was what it was on the big board that he created for you, though, in case of this situation.
He's a big numbers guy.
He's a big stat.
I felt like St. Louis was a tough one to pin down exactly who the leading goal scorer would
Yeah.
be, but I think Hartzell's probably like again if we're just thinking
Yeah.
in terms of penalties as well.
Is Hartzell going to take the penalties, not Teutschert?
I hope so.
Yeah, we don't really know, do we?
I'll tell you, I'm looking up. I have too many number 10s on my team.
Well, that's
Is it
how
back
you
to
put-
me?
No,
No,
we're at
it's
Anders.
Anders.
So we're waiting on Anders.
You're
once
only
again.
five picks off there.
Yeah,
Joe.
I completely lost my bearings right there. It was like,
Yeah, there's
what's going on?
all this rambling from these idiots. Like,
Doyle, why don't you run us through who you have on your big board right now that you're
Sure.
sort of worried about getting taken, and then we can wait for Anders to get.
Yeah, Luis Muriel, Gabriel Pirani, Hernan Lopez,
it was
Lorenzo
not hard for you to
Insigne,
get
So
there.
because he quickly went the other, he reversed the search on FBref.
Elias Manuel. If he's around, I'm definitely taking him next. And of course, Foster Ajogo.
Can I ask what's the Colorado tweet joke about? Elias
They were just joking
Manuel?
about Real Salt Lake.
Huh?
They were just joking about Real Salt Lake.
That they just don't like Real Salt Lake and they're not going to say anything about it?
That they want to make a joke like, oh, Elias Manuel didn't want to go to Real Salt Lake. And Colorado was like, we're not, if I say something, I'm in big trouble.
Got it. Okay.
I don't hate Elias Manuel as like
No,
who's I think I would love that for the Rapids.
I would have loved him. Honestly, I would have loved to see him
This is not
get
a
half a
thing.
season as a starter for
They weren't
RSL.
trying to
Same.
sign him. They wanted to
well,
make fun
I'm
of that.
telling you that I would have liked it. Tom.
If
Good to
Weedy
know.
was in charge now, then he would get there.
Anders needs a recap.
So,
'cause
I was
Anders is
Hartle.
actually doing a meeting.
Okay, so I
Who's
will read it
Goss?
in order. Hartle, Emil Forsberg was taken by me. Alonso Martinez, Georgie, and Ezekiel Ponce was the double around the snake from Weeby. Dejan Joveljic for Matt Doyle. Leo Campagna for me. Wilfred Zaha for Tom and Kalen. And you took Brian White and Jonathan Rodriguez last.
We're just talking directly to Anders at this point. This is absurd.
This is
And, like, we don't
such great executive behavior. He's
We
just like,
don't
I don't even have
even
time for you
know.
guys.
We don't even know that he could listen because he's actually on a meeting right now. This is like really high level multitasking from him.
He's running multiple things at the same time. It's Kobe.
He's doing CrossFit.
from him. That's the whole
Yeah.
thing, Anders was just built different. Like Ons, we don't even say the full name. We just like, Ons was built different. Like he was a different type of player. We're out at the club. He's at the gym, 3:15 in the morning.
When you click on that
Grinding
join
tape.
meeting link on Zoom, Anders, like you just got to call it out. Call your shot.
We
Cool, that worked. I could tell that's gonna splash.
we've got some Joseph Martinez.
Oh,
in the chat
we got a
right now.
pick in
All right.
here.
So we've got our picks in from Anders. We start with him doubling down on Chicago and going with Jonathan Bamba.
The people's team.
And then he goes and takes Hafa Navahu from the Colorado Rapids.
The Colorado Rapids.
Boom. Pids. Oh. Tom, we are back to you.
There's nothing obvious staring back at me.
We're mostly through what I would call, tier 2. I think we're into the third tier here.
I think I would agree.
Tom, I think Santi Rodriguez is still available, though. I know you like your transfer players.
Where am I gonna go here? I'll do. I don't love this. Ty Baribo.
Ooh, okay.
I was considering that. Yeah, it's a good pick.
Thanks,
It's
Doyle.
only
So,
5
means a
rounds
lot.
after Gazdag went, so you can see where the real hierarchy is in our minds in Philadelphia. I think that takes us back to my pick,
I think so too.
which is a really unfortunate situation for me to figure out who I would take. I'm in the position now of just trying to draft starting forwards, and I'm going to go with Ramiro Enrique for the second time this week. Wasn't stoked about it either time. So I'm locked in.
Oh man.
That was great because the silence was building as me we were saying anything.
I'm gonna take Ryan Gauld.
Oh.
I was thinking that too, Doyle, and then I got in my own head about I have so many number 10s, so I didn't take Gauld on this one. That's a good pick, man.
That brings us back to Weeby for a double.
For a double,
I do
yeah.
think both Duncan McGuire and Luis Muriel are still available if you just want to lock in.
but-
those
yeah,
six
The
goals.
funny thing is, if McGuire had been traded to RSL this
take him
morning,
high. Yeah.
he would have been off the board
1,000%.
already.
You know this is going to be one of those things which in a year or two I'm going to be going back through stuff. I'm going to find us talking Duncan McGuire trade to RSL that doesn't happen for like 3 weeks and be like, remember how ridiculous we were for thinking that was a thing?
Weeby, right before you go, because this is close enough to a break, somebody in the chat, I'm sorry, I've already missed who it was. I'm not going to scroll back and find it, unfortunately, at the moment. Somebody suggested for our last pick, we have to pick a defender.
Oh, I saw
I
that. I do like that.
I
think that's good.
like that shout.
What
You
is
guys
the
in?
basis of the term defender?
Not Luca Oriano or Alvaro Barreal type. Or Federico.
Let's make it
Bernardeschi last year.
let's narrow it down and say like you have to pick a center back.
Deal. I like that.
Okay, I like that.
Done.
Otherwise, Bongi Langwane was coming off the board.
Oh, yeah.
See how quickly he was trying to find a loophole.
Yeah. You know what? I want a piece.
I'm the Victor Wembanyama of this show. Come on.
I want a piece of the Sounders. I'm gonna go. I feel like Rusnak is the safer pick, but I'm gonna go Jesus Ferreira for the potential upside pick here. I just want to see. I want to see Jesus get it going again and get back to some of his headier moments in MLS. So I'm gonna go Jesus Ferreira, and then as I come back around and send it back.
Send it.
This was a longer pause than I was
Give me Sam Surge. I'm not in love with it,
Ooh, I like
but
that.
I think
I like
think
that.
double digits is gonna be there for sure. So give me Sam Surge.
Weeby loves a lad.
right.
That was the top of 9.
Bangalov
That was
says
the top of
I have
round 9.
Jesus on my side, so we're good to go here.
That pick started round 9.
Yeah, so Weeby, everyone has 2 picks left or 3 picks left. Weeby has 2 picks left.
Right.
And
Correct.
because we did 11 rounds, the last round will end with Weeby as the number 1 pick, and we'll go back in order the way it happened originally. That takes us to Mr. Matt Doyle, who I believe is going to draft Nkosi Tafari as a UConn grad defender who will score.
That's not a bad shout, but no, I'm gonna pick Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting.
Oh! I thought I was going to be able to wait on that
It's
one.
a good upside pick.
I
at
thought
this
you
point
always
in
going
the
to make
draft.
fun of me if I took that one. So I
mean,
figured
it's
I had another round.
9, man. Come on.
I was going to take him in this round. Prick.
Tom, we really got to do a confidence session with you. Like, draft your team how you believe.
Yeah, come
I
on.
like Ty Brebo
based on
there. I thought
reactions,
I was doing I was strategizing. I thought that I had a little bit more time to wait.
Got it. That takes us to me, and I am going to take. I'm just trying to figure out who won't get me made fun of. So let me just run through this list a little bit deeper. I'm going to go with Zhao Klaus.
You're going to get made fun of.
What's
He has,
for
like,
me not to
6
believe that this team is better? And
He
that
has like
does
6
not
goals
score?
in his last 45 games.
I don't trust
But a
that he's
bunch of
going to
those
start
games were
20
under
games.
a coach who no longer coaches the team because he got fired because they weren't very good.
I mean, yeah, but
If I had
you
taken
look at-
Simon Betcher, would you still be making noise?
no, we believe in Simon Betcher in this chat.
Got it.
Fair
Okay.
question.
That brings us back to Tom and Kalen. I think in the chat, someone already put in that they drafted Tom Barlow, so I'll put that down. And take it from there.
I'm going to go with Marcus Ingvartsen, San Diego.
I did not even have him on my board.
That's
Yo,
nice.
you
I had him on
have a
mine.
board?
Because he
What's
didn't
that?
have XG in MLS yet.
I mean, he's got 1 double-digit goal-scoring season in his career.
I don't. Is that?
Plus.
I don't know if that's accurate. Well, that was in the Bundesliga, mate. First of all, and second of all, there is a lot of. He scored 11 goals or 13 goals in half a season in 23. What are you looking at? He scored double digits multiple times.
Wait a minute.
The 2016-17 Superliga? Are you kidding me? 14 goals, pal.
Yeah, but you remember that year in Superliga, Tom, right? It was a lot of tap-ins. I think when we were talking about that season at the time, you kept saying how many tap-ins there were.
Okay, so
He scored double digits like every year.
No, he has 2 double-digit goal-scoring seasons in his career. He scored 14 in 2016-17 in the Superliga, and he scored 10 in the 22-23 Bundesliga season.
In 1,300 minutes.
And he has
Not bad.
5. And he has 5 goals in 1,400 minutes in the Superliga this year.
8 goals across all competitions.
Last
in
year he
1,500
had
minutes.
7 goals in 1,400 minutes.
This guy's scoring double digits. I'll blindly say that right now.
Okay, he might be a good pick. Let's see.
I believe
That was such bless your heart energy.
I believe we are up to Anders at this point, who may have put
I
a
was
pick
trying to
in
drag it out for him, and he's
10
too busy making fun of me in the chat
10 minutes
rather than
ago,
sending
yeah.
his picks.
I actually forgot that Anders was in here, so that's on me as well. I'm trying to look for my defender of the year right now. So Anders gets 2 picks to wrap around, and then we are back to it. I have obviously drafted Joe Klaus way too high, so now I'm trying to find a way to go back on that one. I appreciate, by the way, in the chat, one of the legends, Will, saying that you took the wrong San Diego striker. It should be Anis Saidi, GA Cup legend. That was
Respect
your
it.
other option. We expect like a 25-minute feature on Anis Saidi.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Anders is back in the chat being a troll. So Anders takes Simon Betcher with his next pick, trying to take all the goals from João Klaus that he can get, and Giacomo Veroni.
I think Vrioni is a good pick at this
I agree.
particular part of the draft.
I
I think
agree.
you guys just feel bad for being mean to him.
Veroni or Anders?
Yes,
Who are-
I'm
who are
not
they mean to?
entirely sure.
Anders, because that's the one you feel bad about.
There are, it feels like, some very obvious players that have not been taken yet.
Oh, I'm up.
Uh,
I'm up.
Tom.
My last non-center back. I need to say it right now. I can't believe that Weeby hasn't taken Croatian Andrew Weeby yet. I'm not gonna do it, but I'm gonna say
It won't be me. However,
it's not gonna be me. It could be you though. It could be your future. Thinking about Luis Muriel, that would be a fun bounce back
you know,
season.
Luis Muriel is the Sharon Collins of MLS. I'm just throwing it out there.
I feel like I'm correct. Nobody's taken Bernadeschi yet, right?
no.
Correct.
I'm taking Bernadeschi.
Oh,
Give me the hair.
yes. Tom's all in. The Robin Fraser rebound has begun. So that is Tom's final non-center back pick. What if I just went early on my center back right now?
I have thought about it because I was like, I think I'm gonna have a field player at any point that I want. But I have the second to last center back. But I'm good.
Okay. I now need to select a player, and I will probably select an attacking player, and that player.
You're purred happily in Parks and Rec.
And that is the news reported by me, Perd Hapley. Now I'm going to start paying royalties to NBC or whatever it is off the back of this. Wow. Should I pull a full Anders and flip on this? I'm going to pull a full Anders. I'm going to go Felipe Mora.
Boy,
That was gonna be my pick.
Oh, nice.
It's a
Yes. I made Doyle's life worse.
Yes.
I'll trade him to you for Patrick Ajima.
No chance.
You're up, Doyle.
Doyle,
Oh,
you're
all right.
up. Oh, I thought
No
Doyle knew
chance.
that.
I guess I'm gonna take. Man, I don't love this, but I'm gonna take Cedric Toyshirt.
I like that. I like that value.
At this point, I think that's a really good one at this point in the
I
draft.
think a lot
Yeah.
more St. Louis players went than I expected.
2?
No,
4.
I took Klaus,
That's the 4th.
Simon Betcher, Marcel Hartl, and Teutschert all went.
Oh, I've been
Who's gonna
spacing out.
find a center back? Somebody find a center back.
Look, there's some good players still on this board. Are we into center backs after this? Or are we going back and you guys are finishing out? I just have one non.
No, you.
No, you have 2 picks
Yeah.
left.
So
one
you
of them
finish
has to be a
round
center
10.
back.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take Martino Heda.
Okay.
Over Croatian Andrew Wiebe?
Yes. Croatian Andrew Wiebe is not tearing penalties away from Martino Heda. And I think he's actually arguably more comfortable trying to put it in the back of the net himself than playing like string puller all the time. Either way, when he does get assists, it's when he gets in behind, when he's sort of running at goal. So I'm going to go Martino Heda here. I think he's got double digits written all over him.
Okay. And you now have your last pick to finish us.
I have to do a center back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I think an LAFC center back is the smart choice here. I'm gonna take Aaron Long just because I think he's more certain to be in the lineup than is Tafari, but Tafari would be a good pick here as well.
Yeah, you're not gonna incept me into taking Nkose Tafari.
It's a good try.
Yeah, I guess I gotta go with Walker Zimmerman. I think he'll get one or two off of set pieces this year.
I had this weird hope that we would see a center back score 10 goals just all on set pieces in MLS. And if that was ever going to happen, it was going to be like 2021 Nashville Walker Zimmerman, particularly with the long throws. And it never happened, so I'm upset. Hopefully one day.
That was the right pick. Like looking like hindsight 2020 here, like that was a much better pick, and now I feel stupid.
Goss.
So I've got two in my head.
Good tease. Good tease.
Yeah, one is more traditional, one is less. I'm going to go with Steven Moreira. It's not set piece goals with him, but it's him stepping into the attack and getting some minutes. And I don't know, maybe everything shifts all of a sudden and he's right wing back again, and there's nothing you can do about it at that point.
Yeah,
he has scored 3 goals in 100 games.
Yeah, it still seems like we're playing around a little bit with the parameters. I'm going to allow it.
Oh, do you want to strike it?
No,
we're good.
I said I'll allow it. We're good.
Okay.
We're good.
Thank you, Wiebe, for allowing it to us. That's so kind of you. Thank you, Wiebe.
Come on.
I'm going to go Miles Robinson.
Yeah, that one probably made sense. And then we are going to finish with Anders. The other one I was considering was Sean Nealis because I
was going to say Strong Island.
Yeah.
I was surprised you didn't.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Felt like I had done enough Red Bulls and all that type of stuff.
I feel like Stian Gregerson.
Let's go. Look at him celebrate. He's spiking the football on the Sean Nealis pick.
So we now have come to the end of our draft, which is fantastic because Anders has drafted a troll team and everyone else has drafted a bad team. And Morgan will put together a group of 11 players out of what is left, which will probably be better than what most of us have selected.
So here's some players we didn't draft. Lewis Morgan, we didn't draft. Ua, we didn't draft. Joseph Martinez, which, fair enough, but if they play 2 strikers with Chicho, that could look pretty stupid. Joseph Paintsel, nobody drafted Joseph Paintsel. I know he's hurt to start.
Well, I think Doyle had established it was 6 to 8 weeks from 6 to 8 weeks ago, so we don't really know what the timeline is.
And then,
that means it'll be 60 to 90 days.
One of the high upside potential picks here, and again, it's potential, but he scored 19 goals for Anderlecht a year ago. Anders Dreyer. I'm just saying.
I thought Dreyer is definitely a miss.
Jason Russell Rowe, I think he had 8 league goals last year. He'll probably play more this year. Bongi Longwane.
Yeah, that's a big one.
11 goals last season. I think Sabath Labjanidze had 9.
Tani, if you want to believe in the 2-striker system.
Because they've been playing a 3-5-2 with Tani and Yaboa up top. The other one, Albert Rusnak had 11 goals last year.
Yep.
Yeah,
but I like the Jesus pick over Rusnak for this year. Even though I think Jesus is going to get 18 assists and dominate in that way, I think he'll score more goals.
I think so too. I honestly did consider Ola Brynhildsen, the new Toronto FC center forward. Again, he's going to start at that position.
Cameron Johnson just said DeAndre Kerr is sitting right there. You have the ability to make any good time.
Is he really going to play over Charlie Sharp? That's what we all want.
Jackson Reagan was also a center back that I've got some regrets on the center back side. And again, recency bias was a powerful drug for me.
Regrets.
I don't know. I don't think Long was a bad.
That was I think the top pick.
Yeah.
Like him. It was him, Zimmerman, or Miles.
Miles. Yeah.
Thank you for
building
me back up.
A hero type center back who takes set pieces and penalties, but I don't think we've ever had one of those in MLS.
Or an MLS team should have signed the former Toluca keeper, Volpe, their penalty taker. That was my favorite year one Leagues Cup storyline because I didn't know anything about him until then, and I was like, I have a new favorite player. It's Ruggiero Ceni 2.0.
Let's go through our teams, and everyone can give their reaction to how they feel. Andrew Wiebe, where you sit right now, you have a squad of Leo Messi. Messi?
Who?
Whoa.
Never heard of that.
A little-known player that we haven't talked about before.
Emmanuel Latte Loth, Daniel Gazdag, Gabriel Peck, Chucky Lozano, Ezekiel Ponce, Georgi Mihailovic, Jesus Ferreira, Sam.
Oh my gosh,
Those dogs are.
Those dogs
that's
are not
a
happy.
dog fight. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my god. I hope look, Tom was gonna have to wade into the middle of that thing.
That's more fight than Melo, the basketball player, ever showed.
Nice.
Boom. Nick suck.
Tom will never hear that too, and I think that would have broken him. So I think he's okay with that.
That was a straight up brawl.
I think I'm going to leave him muted so he can handle that however he chooses.
I kind of want you to.
We don't need that broadcast.
The sound of that is all of you guys fighting over second place. Is what the sound. Is.
Oh boy.
I mean, come on. Messi, Latte Loth, Gazdag Peck, Chucky, Ponce, Georgie, Jesus Ferreira, Surge, Martino Heda, and Aaron Long. I'm feeling super confident on Lionel Messi alone. I feel like I can have Messi and 10 bums, and I have Messi and 10 top tier goal scorers in Major League Soccer. So
we texted about this. We didn't decide it, and now we've done the whole draft. So now's a good time for us to decide it in typical our fashion. Are we doing a keeper league?
I don't think so.
Forward?
I think wipe the slate clean.
No, but I'm saying going forward. Oh, every year you're saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think just wipe it clean.
I like the idea of having you can pick a keeper from your bottom 4 rounds or something of if you get a flyer on someone and it works, you can keep that person, but then you'd have to lose a draft pick somewhere else.
All right, let's give us Doyle's team. What do we got going for Doyle here?
Buanga, Luis Suarez, Patrick Ajamong, Uzuni, Ramirez, Joveljic, Alonso Martinez, Ryan Gauld, Maxime Chopu Moting, Cedric Toichert, and Walker Zimmerman. How do you feel, Doyle?
I feel pretty good about that. Bouanga and Suarez are both legitimate Golden Boot contenders, and I think Suarez took the penalties for Miami last year. If I recall that correctly, Messi didn't take penalties for Miami last year, and that matters a little bit. And we know that Bouanga takes penalties as well. The reach is Ajimon, and we all think that he's going to be really, really good this year, but there's no guarantee with youngish players that's how it works out. I'm a little worried about Tom and his dogs. Anyone else?
Thomas explained the dog dynamics that are occurring across his family. He's basically living in 2 homes right now because none of the dogs get along. There are 4 dogs in the equation. None of them get along, but some of them get along better than others. And I think Dom got stuck in the middle of this whole thing. So, I'm a little worried as well.
We'll judge his team for him. Read it off here.
I think it's interesting, by the way, that Joveljic went after Christian Ramirez, and none of us batted an eye on that one. Tom's picks: Benteke, Evander, Miguel Almiron, Lucho Acosta, Brandon Vasquez, Wilfred Zaha, Marcel Hardo, Ty Baribo, Marcus Invartson, Federico Bernardeschi, and Miles Robinson.
Yeah, I think he's got a good team. I think for him, what happened is that he reached some early. And then I think that he had some, the back end help, like Ryan Gauld falling to him. So he was able to, I think, balance out some of his reaches.
He didn't
He
pick Ryan
doesn't
Gauld.
have Ryan Gauld. I don't know why that's the one name that popped in your head.
There's a lot of names being thrown around here. Whoops. It's trash. He's trash then, obviously.
I mean, Burner on the second to last pick, if he's competitive at all and Toronto's any good.
If he's playing I assume he will not be playing wingback. Can I make a safe assumption there? That would be crazy.
It seems he's been playing as an inverted right winger in preseason. It's been a 4-3-3 from Robin Fraser, which is not a surprise, and it does suit him better. It's just that midfield. There's not a lot of optimism in Toronto these days.
Did Anders pick a center back? Yes, he did. He picked Sean Nealis. I was just making sure because I had it to update in our notes. Anders' team finishes off with Hugo Kuipers, Kevin Denke, which is a pretty hot start. Chicho Arango, Olivier Giroud, Jonathan Rodriguez, Brian White, Hafa Navahu, Jonathan Bamba, Simon Betcher, Giacomo Veroni, and Sean Nealis. This is...
I like that team. Giroud looks turbo washed to me. Like he does not, like he has not looked like an elite MLS. Like I would just feel so much better about that team if he had taken, I don't know, Joveljic or Ramirez. Not to name two of my guys, but like I don't know. There's like there were like 60 guys right there you could have taken.
Yeah, there are a lot of guys, a lot of options. I will say this is the most schizophrenic draft I have seen in a while. It went from a lot of different directions, back and forth and back and forth. And I think the chat is very upset that Jonathan Rodriguez is injured right now and that Anders took him over his god, Felipe Mora. And then we finished with mine: Petar Musa, Kelvin Yeboah, Jordan Morris, Diego Rossi, Hani Mukhtar, Leo Campagna, Emil Forsberg, Ramiro Enrique, João Klaus, Felipe Mora. Did I already say that? No. And Steven Moreira. I felt like I said a name twice.
Say it again.
Musa, Yeboah, Morris, Rossi, Mukhtar, Campagna, Forsberg, Enrique, Klaus, Mora, and Moreira. No, we're good.
Wait, I missed that. Can you do it again? Hit me with one.
You're the closest to Tom.
We need one more list.
We need you to drive to Tom's right now and potentially rescue him and help him get to.
Yeah,
this
is a little bit ominous. Just an imp. Just Jurgen Klopp staring back at me.
I will say, based off the text messages over the last week, I think Tom may have reached his breaking point and just decided he stepped out after dealing with the dogfight. I'm actually my team.
I'm rewinding YouTube to watch him watch him leave to see if there's fear in his eyes. Yeah. Oh man, this is really something.
All right. Well, on that note, I think we can let everyone go. We will get Morgan's team up. We will put it up as a graphic. As I said, for anyone who is still watching or listening and has not already, you can subscribe to our Patreon. It gets you access to our Discord. There is still time to do your own Golden Boot draft with other wise asses, or whatever term you want to use, for Soccerwise fans and our whole community in there. And it's a great place to hang out and watch and talk about all the games. I think the last few nights with CCC have been really, really fun in there, until someone yesterday, when I think I put a post in about Stefan Trilla, former Golden Boot winner of the GA Cup, subbing in at 12:55 a.m. Eastern time, telling me to go to sleep, was the moment that I needed to be like, yeah, maybe I should log off now and get out of here. Cameron Johnson with a good final comment, which is nobody drafted Griezmann.
Not in league though. We usually have the update in the summer, right? We do a little update. There's a possibility there.
Well, didn't Tom run the numbers that those players will be available only the final third of the season?
Yeah, it's only like 9 games.
It's very short.
Yeah, especially with the transfer window pushback. The other one I was debating picking was Flaco Lopez, who's been strongly linked to the Columbus Crew and would come in and just like immediately fill that Cucho spot.
You are very high on him.
I mean, he's been really good for Palmeiras. Like it would take $20 million probably to get him, and like there's a reason it would cost that much to get the guy. And he's also in that sweet spot for Brazilian players where he's super productive and really good, but not good enough to play for the Brazilian national team.
Well, he's Argentine, so that would make it harder too.
Oh. Well, he plays in Brazil. That's why I was getting that mixed up. Jesus.
It's just...
but like not good enough to play for the Argentinian national team. So like you're not losing him for international dates, and you're not getting those extra miles on his legs.
Yeah. The number one Brazilian player in Argentina. And on that note, I think that means
Argentinian player in Brazil.
Yeah. Our brains are fried enough to go. I will send an update in the Discord on Tom as soon as we know what's going on, because I know everyone is on pins and needles with that. Thank you to producer Anders once again for being here. Thank you to Morgan for keeping our notes organized and helping, and is now picking her team. And I believe Antoine Griezmann might sneak into that one after all of that. Thank you to all of you for listening. We are excited for the season to start. We're going to cover it all, of course, here at Soccerwise. You will see Weeby and Doyle quite often here. You'll see Tom as well, as often as we can get him. We've got some great guests lined up.
Cheers.
Weeby is ready to let the champagne spray. We've got our latest individual.
Don't open it early, Weeby. Don't go prematurely.